Hey everybody, this is Django Haskins from the band The Old Ceremony, and my buddy Aaron over at Free and Easy Guitar asked me to teach a couple lessons of our songs. We get some requests sometimes on how to play them, so I thought I would just show you a little bit. This is the first one. It's called Till My Voice Is Gone, and it's pretty straightforward. Um, basically, it's D, so you can just play a regular D chord. What I like to do a lot of the time is leave off that high E string, so you're just actually just using two fingers there. For some reason, I like the sound of that better than sometimes those high ones sound a little funny to me, depending on the song. So anyway, it's D, and then you got a kind of a D chord with a B in the bass. So it's kind of like a B minor. So what you do is you take your first finger here that's on the D chord, and you just move it over to the second fret on the A string. And then you replace where your first finger was on the D string with your middle finger. So you get this. It's kind of a nice sounding chord. So it's D. And then from there, we're going to a G chord. Now, instead of playing a full G chord, again, kind of keep it simpler, what I'll do is grab the bottom note there with your middle finger on the third fret. Can you see that? Yeah. Grab that, the G. This finger, the third finger doesn't change for this whole verse. So it just... Another thing that I've learned is that the G chord, normally you learn to play a G chord like this with all your fingers down or like that. What I find is I really don't like the sound of these two strings, the low two, the way that they kind of are low and close to each other, kind of in the way that if you're playing something on the piano, if you play a chord that's very tight and where the notes are close to each other, high up it sounds nice, but on the low side of the piano it sounds kind of muddy. I think the same thing is true for guitar. So I tend to leave out that first finger and just, when you hit the A string on the strum, you just let it be muted. So it's like this. And I'm leaving off the high string again. So the progression is D, D over B, or B minor, and then G, and back to D. So the way it sounds is like this. Hard times, they come a mile a minute, one after another. Wave after wave of storm clouds threatening the shore. So that'll get you through a lot of the song. Now the next section, what we call the pre-chorus, is a real B minor chord, just a regular bar chord where you have your first finger barred on the second fret. The root is on the fifth string, on the A string, and then these three fingers are down here to make a minor chord. But what I'll do sometimes, again, this is just over time, kind of get preferences about how I like these chords to sound, is instead of barring flat with your finger, which isn't all that easy anyway, you can kind of let the high string ring. So you notice my finger is here, instead of being flat, it's kind of rounded. What that does is it leaves the high open E string open. So it goes like this. It has kind of a neat sound. So you got the B minor, and then you're going to just lift up your first finger, and that'll make it a B minor with an A in the bass. So it's a B minor over A is what they call it. And then you're going to do the same thing. Instead of having it over A, though, you're going to have it over G sharp. So you're still going to keep these two fingers down where they are. This second finger is going to lift up and go to the fourth fret on the bottom. And the first finger, now your first finger is going to replace it, just like we did down here with the D, where one finger moves and another one replaces it. We're doing it here. So we have B minor over A over G sharp. So we got to reach that middle finger over to the fourth fret on the low string. and then the first finger comes and replaces it on the 3rd fret of the B string. So that sounds like this. And I will stand up high on the seawall, yeah, where the wind is blowing strong. And I will push this rock to the top of every hill that comes along. And I will take the stand and raise my hand and offer up this song. That's just a G chord. You could play it open, or you can play this just regular old bar chord where the root's on the bottom string here and you're just putting all your fingers down. And I promise this is the last part. So, and I will sing my tune until my voice is gone. So all that is D, F sharp minor, which is just like that G chord, except you're lifting up that middle finger to make it minor, and you're starting it on the 2nd fret. And then just slide it up a fret, put down the middle finger to make it major, and make it a G. Then back to D. So here is just a review of that verse. This is the kind of the first verse and pre-chorus and chorus. So it's hard times, they come a mile a minute, one after another. So you're going the D over B minor, or D over B, sorry. Wave after wave of storm clouds, that's the G, threatening the shore. Same thing again. But I won't go for help, won't run away from what I have been given. 'Cause nobody ever knows just what the future has in store. And then we're going to go to the B minor. And I will stand up high on the seawall over A, where the wind, same thing but over G sharp, is blowing strong. And I will push this rock to the top of every hill that comes along. And I will take a stand and raise my hand and offer up this song. And I will sing my tune until my voice is gone. So here we're just kind of picking up a strum. You can play it just those same chords that you did in the intro, or if you want to do it a different way, you can just use bar chords. So you got a D on the 5th fret, that's major. And then over B, well, it's actually pretty easy because the B is right here. So you just put that finger down, you use those 2 fingers. Then it gets a little crazy if you want to use this way, because what you have to do is you have to grab the G, which is down there. So what I'll do is put my pinky down flat and reach my 1st finger back. But that's probably only for a little bit more advanced players or people with no webs on their fingers. And then back to D. So that's the whole tune. I hope you enjoy it, and if you have any questions, please comment in, and you can check out the original on our website or on YouTube with the old ceremony. Thanks, and thanks to Aaron.